If I told you, if I told you just half of everything I've always wanted to.
Oh hey, welcome back, Camille. I'm just having a vibey old time in my room. One of my favorite things in the whole entire world is music. I'm not good at singing, I don't know how to play any instruments, I wish I could, but I just really love music and I always have, and it's always been a really huge part of who I am. I think it's a really great way to just feel. There was points in my life where I was just very emotionally numb and could not, for the life of me, access my feelings. And music has always been that one outlet that has just always worked for me to really just feel my feelings. So I thought I would share with you guys some of just my favorite songs, my favorite lyrics, favorite artists, favorite albums, just everything that I'm really loving right now. Part of me wants to gatekeep these and like not let anyone have them, like my precious songs. But I'm here today sharing it with all of you because I love you guys that much. These are our songs now. Let's get into it. Take Off Your Pants by Indigo de Souza. If you feel like you're always trying to like keep up with your peers, like everybody else is like doing good or achieving things and you're just kind of left behind and having a hard time figuring out life, highly recommend this song. And it's just so catchy, so vibey. If I'm gonna like dance in my kitchen by myself to any song, this is my go-to. My favorite song at this exact moment would have to be Tambourine in Time by Nana Grizzle. The whole album is incredible. Highly recommend listening to the whole album. But this song, oh my gosh. Whenever life just feels overwhelming or just weird or uncomfortable, this song always just like keeps me grounded, you know? It has this one line that says, if nothing else, you must remember that you're still breathing. And that always is just like, facts. I'm still breathing. And then later it says, and if I make a big mistake, if anything, well then it won't take forever just to find myself again. In a subjective sense, we've seen a lot. Yeah, we make the best of what we got. All we are is everything and everyone we've ever been. I just love it. It just makes you feel good. And that whole album kind of carries on a similar theme of just figuring out life. I feel like a lot of my favorite songs are songs that evoke that feeling of like, I'm figuring it out, you know? Season 2, Episode 3 by Glass Animals. The whole concept of this album is that each character on the album cover has their own song and they're all just about like random little personalities that are just kind of stories, they're made up. And this particular song is about a girl who just loves watching TV and being lazy and just kind of bumming around, and her boyfriend's like, girl, please can we do something else? And it's just a really vibey song. New Star by Old Star. This one is an instrumental song. Old Star is actually a friend of mine. And every time I hear this song, I'm like, I can't believe I know the person who made this song. It is incredible. If you're wanting to just feel like you're in a movie, listen to this song. Real Death by Mount Erie. This is probably the saddest song ever. If you've ever lost someone in your life, you just need to listen to this. The lyrics just hit so hard, and it's also just a beautiful song. Here's a bit of the lyrics. Death is real. Someone's there and then they're not, and it's not for singing about. It's not for making into art. When real death enters the house, all poetry is dumb. You clawed at the cliff you were sliding down, being swallowed into a silence that's bottomless and real. It's just gut-wrenching. That whole album is just amazing. It's all about the loss of his wife, and I highly recommend it. You will cry though. My brother listened to it and he's like, I couldn't finish it. It was just too sad. If She Wants Me by Belle and Sebastian. Belle and Sebastian is an incredible band. Definitely just one of my favorites of all time. And this song especially just, This song reminds me of Landon a lot. One of my favorite lyrics is, someone above has seen me do all right. Someone above is looking with a tender eye. Upon your face, you may think that you're alone, but you may think again. Yeah, every time I hear that lyric, I just look up. And then I usually cry. And then there's Paper Bag by Fiona Apple. This one's for all my hopeless romantics out there. I should say codependents rather than Hopeless Romantics. Kind of one and the same, but her voice is just so powerful and beautiful. You can just hear like the desperation in her voice. So if you're heartbroken, that's a good one. These Days by Nico. I'm kind of someone who's used to chaos. And so when things are kind of peaceful and I go through these phases of my life where nothing's really happening for a while and I'm just like, what do I do with myself? It kind of makes me uncomfortable. But it's good, it's what I need and what I want. But this song just kind of represents that for me. These days aren't as exciting and thrilling and eventful, but they're still good. Better, even. Steamboat by Adrienne Lenker. This is just another beautiful, beautiful song. It's about just wanting to be enough for yourself, to not desire to have a someone. Someday I'ma be a steamboat baby. It's just so good. Unsatisfied by The Replacements. This is definitely one of the ones where it's like, I just need to let this out. I need to yell. I need to sit in this feeling of just being unsatisfied with life, with the situation, with whatever it is. And it's just one of those songs where I just can let that feeling out fully. Cellophane by FKA Twigs. Another one that's just gut-wrenching. That's just like essentially about just not being enough for that person. That feeling of like, why wasn't I enough for you? She just kind of repeats over and over again, why couldn't I do it for you? Why couldn't you do it for me when all I did was for you? And there's this one part that the whole beginning of the song kind of leads up to when she just goes, all wrapped in cellophane, the feelings that we had. And then there's just like crazy sound effects going on in the background. One of the best like moments in a song, for sure. Another great breakup song is Danger Can't by Mom Jeans. This whole album that this song is on is also just a great breakup album. I'm really just loving that like Midwest emo genre that's kind of emerging. It's just so angsty and kind of whiny and it's like, meh. I sound like a little baby right now, and this is very dramatic and ridiculous, but it's valid. The last few lines of the song go, it makes me kind of glad that you think about me late at night when you can't sleep, and I'm sorry that you're sad, but I can't do anything for you anymore. And it's just, when all you want is the person who used to comfort you and be there for you during hard times just isn't there anymore. Sometimes you just need to hear it. And like hearing Mom Jeans just say that to me, I'm like, damn, they can't do anything for me anymore. It's not their job. It's hard. This song, Strawberries by Camp, is a really cute little love song. I'm kind of boycotting love songs at the moment. They make me nauseous, but it's just really sweet and also just beautifully done and very just like calming. Work Song by Hosier, another love song. One of my favorites for sure though. It just describes this like sturdy, reliable, powerful love. And again, just beautifully done. He has such an amazing voice. One of my favorite songs, oh my gosh, I like always forget about this song and every time I'm like, this is my favorite, but this really is one of my favorite songs of all time. Back When I Was 4 by Jeffrey Lewis. And the whole concept is him just kind of talking about his life at different ages. And then he goes on to like tell about his old age, even though he hasn't lived it yet. And when you hear it start to finish and just really like listen to it, it just tells the story of this like beautiful life. And I just love his voice, it's very unique. Tried and True by Ween. Again, just another great song, one of my favorites. It's just about growing and healing and almost just like coming to an awakening within yourself. And it just has a really like psychedelic feel to it. Fill in the Blank by Car Seat Headrest. Definitely just one of my favorite bands right now. I was actually gonna go see them this weekend in Atlanta, but Will Toledo has COVID, so got canceled. Again, kind of that like Midwest emo vibe, just down bad, just like depression music for sure. Sometimes you need that, you know? This one's about basically everyone telling him like, it's not that bad, your life isn't that hard, you don't have a right to be this like sad about it, just get over it. And at the end he's like, no, I've got every right to be depressed. I've given every inch I have to fight it. I've seen too much of this world. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Yeah, like You get it. You Are Your Mother's Child by Connor Oberst. This song is about being a parent. It's from a parent's perspective and just watching your kid grow up. It's my favorite song to just like slow dance with the girls to. I'll just like hold one of them and like dance to it and rub their back and just really take it in that they are only gonna be this long, this little for so long, and this long for so long, because they're only getting longer. Nothing Came Out by the Moldy Peaches. Love the Moldy Peaches, love Kimya Dawson. This is a song for when you're jealous. Like, why can't I be her? And sometimes you just need to feel that jealousy. And this is a good song to do that with. Like I Used To by Sharon Van Eeden and Angel Olsen. It's just about coming back to yourself, even if it's not in the best ways. After going through something hard, just kind of going back to your old habits. And it's just such a powerful song. Freak Scene by Dinosaur Jr. I love this song. It's just a jam, it's a bop, it's a banger. Again, a great one to sing along to and just vibe. The drums, they go insane. This is another one where if you've lost anyone, you just need to listen to this song. It really captures that feeling so well of just shock. That stage of grief where you're just like, I can't believe this. And it's kind of like monotone and very just like, there's not a ton of like emotion in it, but still, if any song could make me cry at any given moment, because I have to be in a pretty specific mood to like sit down and like cry to my music, you know? Put on the cry playlist, like let's cry. But if I just hear this song randomly, like it could happen. Harper Valley PTA by Jeannie C. Riley. This is my go-to karaoke song, and I have sang it at karaoke before.
He said I'd like to address this meeting of the Harper Valley PTA.
It's a really old country song, and a lot of older country songs tend to be more like storytelling type songs. And so it's basically just telling a story about a mom at a PTA meeting, and it's just so good. Clay Pigeons by Michael Cera. Again, just one of my favorites. I never skip it anytime it comes on. Who knew he had it in him? Like, this song just reminds me of picking yourself up again and deciding to really live. This is gonna be a controversial take, but Every Morning by Sugar Ray. It's so catchy. I sing it around the house all the time, and the girls are always like, literally stop singing, Mom, please. Every morning there's a hell. I can't. I like get really extra with it. It's not even meant to be sung like that. From my girlfriend's football bed, couldn't understand. How to work it out. Yeah. Honestly, I don't recommend you listen to it because it will get stuck in your head. Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. This is for when you're going through a breakup and they seem like they don't care at all. And you're just like, why don't you care? And it's because boys don't cry. And he just talks about how like, they do care, they just won't show it. A Baby for Pre by Neutral Milk Hotel. Incredible. I tend to kind of look at songs like poetry anyways, but this song truly is just an amazing piece of art, and it takes several times listening to it to really understand the full meaning. But once you wrap your head around what it's really saying, it's the most tragic thing I've ever heard, honestly. I Get Overwhelmed by Dark Rooms. This is a really great song, but for me, a lot of the weight it carries isn't just about the song itself. I actually heard this song for the first time in a movie, which was A Ghost Story, one of my favorite movies. And a few months before Landon died, we watched that movie together. And this song was kind of like a center point in the movie. And so every time I hear it, it's one of those songs that like I vividly remember us listening to together. And the lyrics being what they are don't really help with all that either. Jerk by Oliver Tree. When I'm mad at someone, even if I'm like not even that mad, I'll put on Jerk and I'll just be like, I don't ever want to see you and I never want to meet you again. When you're angry, you're a jerk and then you treat me like I'm worth nothing. Even if like it's not that deep, it still feels good to just let it out sometimes. Father and Daughter by Paul Simon. I don't recommend this song if you have daddy issues because it will tear you in two. It's just about the love between a father and a daughter. Yeah, I just love torturing myself, honestly, and listening to it and knowing that my daughters had that and now they don't, and that's another one that could easily make me cry. This one I put on here, it's not one of my favorites. I don't I don't really like this song personally, but this was Landon's favorite song, so I thought I'd put it on here. Flex by Polo G. And I still listen to it even though it's not really my taste, because it just reminds me of him, and he would always just be listening to Polo G. Don't come around like we friends, you know I don't know you. Gangsta in a bottle, baby, I do what I want to. It's honestly good, it's catchy. You're Somebody Else by Flora Cash. If you've ever been around someone with an addiction or just really bad mental health, just watching someone you love not doing okay, this song, oof. When the person standing in front of you, like you can't even recognize them, it just describes that feeling so well. Do You Remember by Jack Johnson. This was mine and Landon's first dance at our wedding. An adorable song, truly. For personal reasons, obviously, makes me really sad. But it's also just a great little love song, especially when you can't really remember time without that person and you just have all these memories with them and they've just like been around for your whole life. You know, that kind of love. It's all about that and it's really sweet. Here Comes a Thought. This is a song on Steven Universe and it's about overthinking and anxiety, and the pacing of it is perfect for doing breath work. So it goes like beats of 4. So what I do if I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack, if I just need to calm down, I'll put on that song. So I'll like breathe in for 4 beats, hold it for 4 more beats, breathe out for 4 beats, hold it for 4 beats. And the song is like, I don't know, a few minutes maybe. And so to just do that for a few minutes, I always feel at least a little bit better. So as far as particular songs go, that's all I got. And finally, just some album recommendations. All of these albums are so good, pretty much all the way through, just banger after banger. On Avery Island by Neutral Milk Hotel, it makes me feel like I'm in a different place and time. As I said about A Baby for Pre, which is on this album, just art. It's just poetry, it's beautiful. And the instrumentals are like insane on that one. Twin Fantasy by Car Seat Headrest. I can't even tell you how many times I've listened to this album. It's just about loss and longing, and it just captures those feelings really well. I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning by Bright Eyes. This album is really sad, but also just really sweet and beautiful. Some of my favorite songs are on this for sure. Jeff Mangum live at Jittery Joe's, which is essentially just a live show that has been put into an album. And he sings a ton of stuff from like a lot of different projects. He's the guy behind Neutral Milk Hotel. To be in that live performance, like I can't even imagine. This Is Happening by LCD Sound System. One of my favorite albums ever. Like it's just so good. Again, several of my favorite songs are on there. It's definitely got like a cool like electric feel to it. Very groovy, very fun to listen to, but also just really sad. I'll Be Your Girl by The Decemberists. I'm obsessed with The Decemberists. I don't know what it is. I just found them randomly one day and I can't. This album is so good. So good. It almost feels like medieval. It talks a lot about like swords and war and like the river and stuff like that. I don't know what about it. It just hits. Yoshimi battles the Pink Robots by The Flaming Lips, and it just tells a story about like this futuristic robot war and ends up getting pretty like existential and just like, whoa, what is life? The Glow Part 2 by The Microphones has to be one of the best albums of all time. Some amazing songs on here. Truly a work of art. The metaphors and the imagery, there's just nothing like it. Who Are You? Who Is Anyone? By Moses Campbell. I don't know, I just love this guy's vibe. Very angsty, but very good. Room on Fire by The Strokes. I love The Strokes. Definitely my favorite album by them. It's just so good from start to finish. Imaginary People by Charlie Martin. Amazing. Just makes you feel like getting your life on track and like getting it back together. Just that feeling of like, all right, here I am. I'm doing the thing. I'm taking the steps. Just really makes you feel good by the end of it. And then Led Zeppelin 4 by Led Zeppelin. Favorite song on that one has got to be Going to California. Probably my favorite Led Zeppelin song. I went through a huge Led Zeppelin phase, and 4 has got to be my favorite album. I hope if you guys check out some of these songs, you enjoy them. Let me know which ones you do check out, what you think about them. It's amazing to me how like subjective music is and how everybody has their own interpretation of it and is affected differently. It's interesting to think about like what makes a good song, and that answer is different for everybody. You know, for me, it's like something that evokes strong, powerful emotion. And for others, it might be just like happy, fun music, you know? Either way, I feel like there's something in that long list for everybody. And if you don't like any of them, I don't know what to tell you, man. That is all. Thank you for sticking around. I know this video might not be everybody's cup of tea, because not everybody really likes music that much. Some people just like don't really find enjoyment from it. So for those of you who are like me and who really enjoy music, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.